Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Neeraj Goel from RDMR once again with Coach Speak by R. A new episode, a new insightful discussion with somebody who I really admire as a coach, and we'll have a lot of discussions today. Uh, this person which I'm talking about is someone who is a go-to person for B2B companies and senior executives. The person himself is an encyclopedia of knowledge. He is doctor. He have a vast experience in banking and finance, talking about leadership programs since the beginning of his career and talking and elevating a lot of teams across India and of course outside India as well. He is the person who has been, the founder of Pinnacle Leadership Consulting, and he is actually doing great. And it is my privilege to welcome him on this particular show. And let's have a quick discussion about his life, how he started, what he's doing currently, and how he's taking forward to the, uh, you know, to to his consulting business and where we can try and gel up with him. So please help me welcome Dr. Harvinder Singh. Hello, Dr. Harvinder
Thank
ji.
you very
कैसे
much,
आप?
sir. Thank you very much for so a beautiful, nice introduction, Dr. Neeraj. Thank you so much for that.
माय प्लेजर सर. सो डॉक्टर साहब, आप बताइए आप कहाँ से आते हैं, कहाँ कहाँ से शुरू किया आपने आपका जर्नी, तो फिर हम आगे बिजनेस की बातें तो करते ही रहेंगे.
Mm.
तो हरविंदर जी
So
कौन है,
I
कहाँ से आते
am,
हैं, क्या
yeah,
किया उन्होंने, और ये
mm,
लीडरशिप कोचिंग का कीड़ा कब काटा आपको?
yeah, important question. Very important question, I must say. So I started my journey from Amritsar, which is my hometown and my birthplace as well. And
ओके.
I started my career with a little short stint of becoming a lecturer in a college where I was given opportunity to teach postgraduate classes. We at that time we used to have postgraduate classes in business management, marketing management. There was job oriented courses basically. So
हम्म.
I did some kind of teaching over there to postgraduate classes. Then after some time, I made up my mind that I may need to move to banking industry. So there got an opportunity from Standard Chartered Bank in 1990s, and I joined the bank. Uh, it was at that time it was ANZ Guild Days.
हम्म.
Basically, it was ANZ plus Guild Days. ANZ was Australian New Zealand Bank, and it had
हाँ.
taken over Guild Days. So it was a combination of ANZ and it was ANZ Guild Days. So I
ओके.
joined somewhere in March 1990, and from there my banking journey started. And then I got an opportunity to lead the Chandigarh team, and I moved to Chandigarh to be the leader for the team in Chandigarh. And from there, after some time, I got another elevation. I became cluster head for entire all Punjab location, which included Punjab, Jalandhar, Chandigarh, Amritsar. And
हम्म.
I did that role for over 4 years. And then I moved to Delhi for a project management role, and from there I got an opportunity to go to Philippines also to lead as head of retail operation there, where I was leading different cultural diverse team of 35 people out there. So I did that role for about a year, and then Philippines Standard Chartered decided to sell off the retail business to the local bank out there. And that time I came back again to India, and then I got the role in risk management. That's my brief journey in Standard Chartered Bank. And then I got an opportunity to work with the different kind of leaders, so-called leaders. All were leaders, but actually I found a lot of difference in their leadership styles. Some were very autocratic, okay, in nature, and some were very empathetic and compassionate in terms of leading the people. So I had
हम्म.
both kind of leaders I saw in my entire tenure. I myself also had opportunity to lead various teams, as I mentioned earlier, in Philippines as well as in India. And I got to know, leadership is kind of, lot of myth around it.
हम्म.
So people think then when they when they are given a position, okay,
Hmm.
by the company, they become
Hmm.
leader, which is not true.
Yeah, that is a
So
designation they've been given, but
yeah,
how to
yeah.
drive
So
that
you may be,
designation is the
yeah,
leadership is a different one.
you may be given a CEO, you may be given executive director, or anything of that sort. Okay,
Hmm.
and by doing so, you don't become a leader. Okay, that you can become a position leader only, but leadership is altogether different. Different perspective altogether.
Absolutely.
I think leadership is where people start following you by heart, even if you don't have the position. So
Correct.
leadership is created by influence, not by position, not by power.
Lovely. So beautiful thought.
So
Yeah.
so
So
there came
let's.
the idea. Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry. So I was just asking about you talked about a different leadership style if different in different culture in different countries, different companies. What is that one thing in common in all leaders which you have seen or maybe have elevated from position to position? You rightly mentioned leadership is about an influencing personality, which is people should like to follow, and then it is not a designation. That is absolutely right. So, what is that one thing common which makes them, I would say, different from the other people uh, whom you met, and what is that difference nowadays you seeing in the new blood, the new generation which is becoming leaders and getting started in their own career in as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur. So they have to lead by example, or they have to show the grit which they have. So, what is that one thing which you would like to mention in older leadership qualities and the newer leadership qualities?
Okay, so whether you talk about old style or new style, okay, my style is to take care of the people, properly, to take care of those people who are under your leadership. Okay, otherwise, if they are not happy, you are also not happy, organization is also not happy. So it is, as a leader, our responsibility to ensure that when they go home, they go happy.
Hmm.
Okay, not they should not be going with burden on their head. Okay, and that burden will definitely they will carry to their family, and their family life will also get disturbed.
Right. So your some leader is majorly a people centric person.
People
It's
centric, human centric approach.
human centric. It's more human.
Yeah,
Right.
if you are my view is, if you are able to take proper care of your people, your business is set to grow automatically. So
Absolutely.
it's the best business model in the world. There cannot be better business model than this, that you are taking proper care of your people, and your people definitely will take care of you and your business.
You rightly said. So if you take care of your people, people will take care of you, of course, as a company. So
Yeah.
what is so as a leader or as a businessman, what are that common things which uh, you would like to mention, that how we should be taking care of our people, employees, our humans in certain
Mm.
way, so we don't want to go off track. Also, the business is also intact, and we are also not emotionally driven, and of course there should be a business acumen as well. So how to keep that balance of not being going over emotional and over human and undermining the business also. So what is that the balancing approach?
Okay, it's not because not that that we should be going over human. It's nothing of that going home over human. See, there are various ways to take care of your people. If they are reward or recognition programs are there, okay, and we should be able to reward the right kind of people who are doing the real work. Okay, the innovation, the creativity, they should be rewarded accordingly. And then most important thing is that most of the business I have seen, they are focused on the final outcome only, and they will reward only based the for final outcome.
Correct.
We as a leader forget to reward people basis their smallest achievements.
Mm-hmm.
and we forget to celebrate those achievements. We celebrate to reward those achievements. This is
Mm-hmm.
really important because we here losing something. We are losing the motivation of the team that we have in to lead, and therefore it is very important that when we reward people, we should be able to reward basis the smallest of the effort they are doing, okay, in the right direction.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're saying that small achievement is also great achievement, and that has to be highlighted for a people to get motivated.
Why I'm saying because if you focus on the total final outcome,
Hmm.
okay, the people will get depressed, and they will come under a lot of pressure because they know that we have to achieve that goal, okay, and that goal is also far away, and
Mm-hmm.
there will be a lot of pressure to deliver on that, and they will know if we don't deliver, we may be losing the job as well. We
Mm-hmm.
may not be getting the right kind of elevation within the organization. There are a lot of things, okay, so that pressure is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Scientists have done the research, and they have found that this kind of approach is detrimental to the interests of the human, to the interests of the team, and as well as to the interest of the organization as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And when we start rewarding smallest of the effort which they are contributing, there are two
Mm-hmm.
things which happen. One, they get motivated. Two, they have some kind of vision that they are moving towards a long term vision.
They are
So
aligned with
they are
the
not,
community.
they don't get distracted. They get aligned, and they know they are moving towards a final direction and final destination.
Wow. No, I
Yeah.
think you are actually spilling the beans here. So somebody who is listening to you would definitely want to understand a bit more after this
Yeah.
podcast also. Now moving ahead, Dr. Saab, is something which is, about the bigger teams. So when it comes to the bigger team, when you have a very less interaction between leaders and the subordinates, there are
Yeah.
remote culture these days where leaders are somehow not available. As an earlier we used to have open door office policy where anybody can walk into the leader, but nowadays people are not into the same city, same country. Forget about open door. So they are available on phone, chat, emails, or maybe this kind of video conference, and then it is kind of a limitation in terms of reaching out to the senior people. So in this scenario, in this type of culture, when it comes to the long distance relationship between employer and employee or a leader, how do you suggest to be more vigilant to get interactive with the leaders or subordinates? What are a
Yeah.
couple of things which you would suggest
When
on a
I
big.
was reading the when I was reading the cluster Punjab, okay, and I had five cities. People are sitting in Chandigarh, people sitting in Amritsar, people sitting in Jalandhar, and I was sitting in Ludhiana. Two things I was doing, two
uh,
things I was doing at that point in time, and it was paying also. One thing that we used to have a virtual meeting every week. Every
okay.
week we used to have virtual meeting, and we were calling it a team cluster meeting, okay,
Okay.
where everybody was heard, everybody was contributing, and whatever inputs we were getting from each of the team members, we were definitely making note of that and implementing those also. Second thing I was doing is every month I had made a point that I will visit one location every month. So, for
Acha.
example, in June, I'm going to Amritsar. In next month, I'm going to Chandigarh, and then next month, I'm going to Jalandhar. The entire day used to spend there with the team, gel with them, have a party also, lunch together,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I used to do. And people were really happy. I think this is the right. This is the only way you can probably get the team engagement and get the teams engaged,
I think
which
that's
is
the
very
right way
important.
of. So if a leader is going out and meeting people, that itself shows about the willingness of a leader to meet the people around. And of
Yeah.
course we can have a regular meetings to understand, to share the suggestions and feedbacks and other things. So that's something great.
So the key thing is you should be approachable to the teams. Whenever somebody wants to talk to you, or approach to you or meet you, okay, you should be available at all times. That's the key to team building
Availability of a leader
strong.
is
Yeah,
always, so that I
yeah. It's the
completely
key
agree
to
with.
building strong team around them. Okay,
Hmm.
and my personal view is that leaders don't create followers; they create leaders.
True, true, true.
Because when you create leaders, it's a multiplying act. Okay, a leader creating 10 leaders around that, those 10 leaders will be creating another, each of the leader, those 10 leaders will be creating another 10 leaders. So it's a multiplying effect. You create more leaders, those, and I'm talking about good leaders who know
Mhm.
what is leadership is about, and you're grooming them closely, and those leaders will definitely contribute to the society and to the world and make the world a better place to live.
That's great. So how beautifully you said that leaders create leaders and then further leaders. So that is kind of a DNA has to be, to be put into the organizations to create leaders but not to followers. And then of course you talked about, having an approach to be open enough to accept the invitations of meetings and try to align yourself with the business goals. So that is great. Now, uh, are these all common in all the industry types, or so there are leaders who are not so corporate driven? There are family legacy businesses, which is like my way or highway. There are alpha bosses, male bosses and all of those. So who like to command and control, who want to dominate, and themselves are calling leaders by them. And then it is, a different kind of an approach. So what is your take on that?
So I my take is that whichever organization form you are leading is, whether it's startup or a big organization, okay, spread over various location or various countries across the world. Okay, the formula is the one only, that when you empower your teams, okay, in the right direction, and you give right kind of opportunity to them to grow, okay, and excel in their own careers, okay,
Mhm.
definitely this will help the business, this will help you as a leader, this will help them to lead the teams, at various levels. So give you example, the teams which I was leading, say 10 years back, today they are leading the teams. Today they are the team leaders, they are the
Mhm.
managers, they are the senior managers. Okay, they are leading the team very well, and I'm happy seeing them leading the teams.
Great, great. So there is an
So it's
elevation form of
yeah.
delegation.
So
So you
development of
delegate the
people, yeah,
power.
growth of people, development of the people is the development of the organization at the end of the day.
But sadly, these days, do you think the comparatively the companies these days are investing more on the skill effort, or developing the personality, or talking about the leadership development? So what is the difference between the almost 10 year before and now on leadership development or team building activities or empowerment? Is it getting more aligned, or more people are getting aware, or it's getting lost somewhere? What do you feel?
I think that's what you're saying is right. Now there's awareness which is coming in the organization that if they don't take care of their people proper in a proper way and proper manner, and they don't care of their development, career growth, they will not be there in the in the competition. So it is important organizations are taking care of their people. Now they are coming up with various incentives, various people centric approaches, the various well-being programs for the people around, and there are a lot of things which are happening. I will give you example of USA company. Name of the company is Barry Ray Miller, and it was led by Bob Chapman.
Hmm.
2008, there was a deep recession which was hit in the USA market, and most of
Hmm.
the companies were you are resorting to layoff marginally. Masses of the masses of the people were being laid off because of that recession. And similar way, in the Barry Way Miller, directors also had the beating, and they said, it is a survival question. We have to take some, strong action, uh, and we would need around $10,000 as a cost saving to be surviving next year, and therefore to save this cost we need to lay off X number of people.
Hmm.
So that's what decided, and that then it went to the CEO Bob Chapman himself. When he had heard about it, he said, no, we can't do that, because for me it's not the head count, it's the heart count. I will not allow any person to go. Okay, they will stay with me. And today, no, today, that time, 2008, it was USA company. Today, it's a multi-dimensional, multi-diversified, global company, present across all the countries in the world.
Very
And
nice.
Bob Chapman himself was declared the number one CEO 2 years back across the world.
Very nice. Very nice. No, that's a great example of, it's not about head count, it's about heart count. I think that's the key word here. Very, very nicely put in. Harvinder ji, now let's talk about your initiative of the Pinnacle Leadership Consulting.
Yeah.
What does it do, when you started, and what kind of services would you like to offer to younger companies or older companies, and what kind of unique ideas you have to take it forward?
So first of all, that I want to the service I want to give to the company is improve the leadership. Okay, the way it should be, to take care of the people, because the people who are under your leadership, they
Mm.
are sons and daughters of somebody else.
Okay.
And if you don't treat them as your sons and daughter, okay, then it will not be good either for the organization or for you or for them, because somebody has entrusted that task to you to lead them, okay, as a father, brother, or sister.
Mm-hmm.
And if you will act as a boss,
Mm-hmm.
then it will not be good for the organization as a whole. So therefore I want to actually take that thing in the corporate world, that this is really important. Okay, this is the best business model in the world. Barry Way Miller is the classical example of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, taking care of their people, being human centric and taking the human centric leadership ahead. They have been got super success across the world. From a local company, they have diversified, so much so in various products, various countries, and today they are world class, world class company, uh, present in various countries. So this is the example, live example, that the human centric approach is the best business model to succeed in business. So that's
I
what
think
I
we
want
are
to.
more emphasizing on human, and people centric, and drive the people, give it back to the people, take care of them, treat them like daughters and sons. I think that's more human face, which talks about you as a leader, also as an impression which is showing, which talks about you as a personality. I'm sure you are following exactly the same, which is getting reflected on your face and in your talks also. So brilliantly said. No, so since we have a very limited slot of time to have a discussion, I'm sure we can do much things together. But at the end, what is that one message, Dr. Harvinder, you would like to give to the new leaders or somebody who is jumping into business model or an organization? What is that one thing which you would like to give as a the food for a thought to understand how to take your life forward in a leadership role?
So my message to all leaders across the world would be emotionally intelligent. And when you are emotionally intelligent, you will take proper care of your people. You will take initiative in terms of growing leadership around you. You will
Yeah,
make more leaders, you will multiply leaders, and that will help you to grow also, and it will help organization to grow also. People, of course, will grow. So it is win-win for everyone.
great, great. Thank you so much, Arvindaji, for your time and such an insightful, the talk in a very small time. You have given very big, the perspective to how to look at the leadership qualities and how you want to drive. It's all about human face. It's about emotions. It's about giving back. It's about controlling with emotions and standing by your team, and that is what the actual leadership is all about. And you rightly said in the beginning, it's not about the designation. It's about creating leaders and creating, not just followers but an influential personality where people would like to follow you. With this, I would take your leave and thank you for.
Before we go off, I also leave with this with you that I have also written a book on
Yes,
the
yes,
same
please tell
topic,
us about that. Yes.
which is titled as Winning Leader. So in that book, I'm only talking about the leader who wins, okay, who never loses, okay, and that this basis the strength of the team that he has around him. His team will never allow him to lose.
And of
So that
course,
is the winning leader.
anybody who is watching this can have a look on this particular book on Amazon. And you would like to have a visit on Dr. Harvinder's website, pinnacleleadershiphs.com, and you can immediately, book your slots and appointments to meet and greet Dr. Harvinderji. And of course, if you would like to read a book, that is already available on internet. You can buy. And with this, I would once again like to thank Dr. Harvinder ji for being part of this
Thank you so
uh,
much. Thank you so much.
podcast. Thank you so much, and it was lovely having you, and it is my honor. So, with this,
It
ladies
was
and gentlemen,
my honor also having podcast with you.
thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was the candid discussion with Dr. Harvinder ji. Very, very grounded, very straight from a heart person, and I'm sure you would have loved this kind of an episode. And I would promise that I'll come back to you once again with same personality or maybe better than having the podcast to come up with more insightful discussions. So, thank you so much. Please follow, like, and share the official YouTube channel RDMR Official for such insights and more such episodes. And I take your leave. You take care of yourself. Jai Hind.